Now, how could downloading a film affect the fight against terrorism or indeed paedophiles? Well, it goes something like this. Getting hold of movies, Bittorrent file sharing in the jargon, now accounts for a third of all internet traffic, and a crackdown's begun. But the file sharers are resisting, and that could make life much more difficult for the security services, as Justin Rolat now reports.
Menwith Hill, the American electronic eavesdropping station high on the Yorkshire moors. The computers here sift millions of internet messages and phone calls from across Europe. The information the base collects is a key part of both American and British national security efforts, tracking terrorists and criminals. But soon, listening stations like Menwith Hill may find their job much more difficult. And all thanks to changes in the way the internet is being used. So, Connor, how difficult would it be to find a film that hasn't yet been released, a film like, say, Hostel?
Well, if we just find one of these websites that actually has torrents, we can do a search there for Hostel.
Put the name of the film in.
And just do a search. It comes back
and there
with
we
a few
go.
results, and we just click on that and that'll set it off.
And bingo. An illegally downloaded teen slasher flick for you to enjoy at your leisure. The technology is known as Bittorrent file sharing, but whatever it's called, it now accounts for a third of all internet traffic. The copyright issues are well known. Illegal downloads are theft. What is only now becoming apparent is the effect on the internet itself. As more and more people download the vast data files needed for film and other media, the internet is becoming overwhelmed.
Bittorrent on our network at peak times uses about 50% of our available bandwidth. If we left it unchecked, it would use 100% of the available bandwidth on our network, and that would clearly ruin the experience for our other customers who weren't using Bittorrent.
So what internet service providers like PlusNet are doing is restricting Bittorrent use at peak times. Now the Bittorrenting file sharers are fighting back. So if you find that your service provider is giving you a slow service when you do Bittorrent, how easy is it to kind of avoid their systems?
There's simply an option to encrypt the data that's being sent.
So you just encrypt, you just click on
there's an option there. You can say
require encrypted transport, yes.
And then we save that, and then all the data will be encrypted that you actually download.
Simple as that. Now it's all encrypted.
Yeah.
Which raises a much bigger issue for the internet and for national security. At the moment, most internet data is unencrypted. If you're looking for paedophiles, or for that matter, terrorists, the obvious place to start are the few encrypted files. As more and more data is encrypted, it becomes more and more difficult to know where to start.
The listening centers are going deaf, increasingly deaf as the technology improves, private technology.
So how serious a problem is this?
I think this is a terribly serious problem. There's nothing better than information from the listening centers, and for police work as well. Most of the cases made in Britain and the United States are made off telephone intercepts, and if people are encrypting them or encrypting their internet messages, we're going to have police work set back as well as intelligence work. I think it's a potential catastrophe.
And phone tapping may also soon become a thing of the past. The internet telephone company Skype has 75 million users around the world. Calls on Skype are almost impossible to decipher. Changing technology means it is becoming increasingly difficult for the world's police forces and intelligence services to do their jobs.